in this video, we're finally going to get to see a little bit of data persistence in the form of local storage. So we built a Pokemon application, and when we type in a Pokemon, we get a picture of that Pokemon, their name, and where you can find them. Nothing too crazy. And if we refresh or we close the browser, it will disappear. So what we might do is take that most recent Pokemon and save it in local storage. And so local storage is really easy to use. First, I'm just going to console log two things. I'm going to console log the window, and I'm going to console log local storage. So if you remember my intro class, we talked about the window object briefly. It is basically where all of the built-in browser functionality is. Things we've used like alert or prompt or query selectors and DOM manipulation. But we also have local storage. And with local storage, we get some stuff. And just by console log local storage, we can actually see one piece of local storage I have, which I probably did in a different demonstration. We just have name and my name. So we can change local storage by doing some commands. Local storage has a get item command and a set item command. So let's just do, let's console log this because you've already seen, let's do it like this. There we go. You saw that local storage has a name and Michael, and then when I try to get that item for name, we get Michael. And essentially, local storage basically works as a big object, not network. We want to go to application. So if we open up local storage here, we can see here file : / because this is the local storage served up when I accessed local files, versus if I went to a website, you would get the local storage for that page. So there's one thing to know about local storage. Unlike cookies, for now, this is actually going to change in the future. Local storage doesn't carry over from website to website. It's particular to the domain. So if I go to, let's say google.com, and I open it up, I'm only going to see the local storage for Google or any Google subdomain. So local storage can't go from page to page. If you set items in your local storage, it can't be read by another website, unlike cookies. So they're safer in that regards. And so we can see here that our local storage is made up of keys and values, just like objects, really. So when I use the get item method, I do local storage.get item name, I'm saying look up in local storage the key of name and give me its value, which was Michael. If I go ahead and try to put in something that doesn't exist, so a key that does not exist will return null. Okay, easy enough. So we have get item. We can also do set item. So I'm going to do local storage dot set item name, comma, value, which I'm going to change to Mark. So Michael goes to Mark. We refresh the page. Local storage shows Michael here, but it's actually changed. When we open it, it's changed to Mark. And if we refresh it, we have Mark here. And if we try to get item name, that's what I meant to do, we'll see that Mark has been put in that place instead. So a couple things about local storage. If you read through the readings, it probably went over, I think, but maybe not. But You might be interested in how long local storage lasts. Well, local storage lasts forever, until the end of time or until the browser clears, or local storage itself clears. So you might be worried about that, but it's not really a big deal. Usually browsers, websites have rules about changing things, and on something like this, it's not going to affect anything. So if we close the browser and we get rid of these and we just console log get item name and open this up, we're still going to have that name, and that will exist for the rest of time unless we decide to delete it. Local storage dot remove item, and then we'll put name. So now we refresh and name is gone. It's been set to null. And there's no more local storage here. Cool. So not too hard to use. We've got get item, set item, and remove item. So pretty simple. Now, what if we wanted to do something like save the Pokemon, right? That's probably the next step, like I talked about. So we're gonna go ahead and try it out. We'll do local storage dot set item, and we're gonna say Pokemon, comma, data. And let's see what we get when that happens. So we're gonna refresh. There's nothing there. There's nothing in our local storage yet because we haven't searched for one. But if we type in our, well, let's go for the evolution just to see something different. Our Charmeleon, we will get Charmeleon, and we get our key set here. But notice our value. Our value is object. That's weird. So one thing about local storage is that you can only put strings inside of it. And you might be thinking, well, there goes our plan. There's a couple things you could do in this case. You could try to pick out each individual key and put it inside of their own keys in local storage and just have the string values, but that sounds like a huge pain. So we'll cut this video off, and in the next video, I'll show you how you can get past this limitation. So I'll see you soon.